No! God, please, no! 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 No!
What are you gonna do?
I was lonely and afraid.
We don't choose whom we love.
The Lord of Light has made good on his promise, my king.
The siege begins at sunrise.
You're no one.
You betrayed her.
If I'm going to die, let it happen while there's still some of me left.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just finished watching the finale, and I am just not in a good mood at all, no. So, rather than going into that, I'll go into the whole episode. Firstly we get the Stannis stuff. We find out that Selyse fucking killed herself, actually. They find her just hanged, and I don't blame her, to be honest. I mean, after realizing that your husband is just sort of basically someone who's gonna willingly get your daughter killed, you know, you might as well, I guess. But concerning Stannis, it's funny actually. Yeah, his army, if you can call it an army, I guess, they go up against the Boltons, and you just see the comparison, and I was just looking at it and thinking, yeah, they're screwed. So then you don't actually see the proper fight. All you really see is kind of the aftermath, and then Stannis fighting off a couple of other people, and then Brienne finds him. And actually, it's interesting actually, just before that, Sansa's going up into the tower, and she lights the thing, and she lights it just after Brienne leaves. I'm just like, oh, so close. Yeah, but it's weird. I don't know, it was hard for me to see, but when Stannis and Brienne were in the forest there, and they were talking, did she kill Stannis? I don't know. I honestly could not tell by the way it was edited. I don't know. If he is dead, I'm kind of glad, to be honest. On the one hand, yeah. On the one hand, I'm glad that he's dead, because, like, after what happened last week, I was just kind of like, no, I'm done with Stannis. I was kind of sort of interested to see how would he sort of be seen as sort of like, I don't know, like a villain, and then like when he's sort of like going up against the Boltons, there's like two bad sides going up against each other, and kind of like, I don't know, whatever happens if either side dies, I don't really care. I'd want Ramsay to die, or want Stannis to die, whatever. And also, it's good to know as well that people from Stannis' side have left. And again, like, I mean, after seeing what happened last week, you would do that. A lot of people did. Like half of their army left. So yeah, if Stannis is dead, I would think it's kind of, I don't know, kind of underwhelming. Because he's been such a big character, and I would have expected him to maybe have something like go up against Daenerys in some way. I don't know, maybe something in like season 6, maybe he'd actually win the throne in some way, but then he'd also have to come up against Daenerys. I don't know, that's sort of just an idea of how I thought it might play out eventually. So yeah, so I thought that might be interesting. But yeah, the fact that he's gone and he's out of the whole thing, yeah, that's good that he's not gonna get the throne, because someone like that just does not deserve to be the ruler of Westeros. Someone who's gonna kill people to get further in their goal. I was with him for a certain amount of time. Like anytime I saw him up on beaches like burning people, I was just like, Stannis, don't. I mean, you're kind of a cool guy, but you should listen to Davos and just don't do stuff like that. Yeah. So is Stannis dead? We'll probably have to find out until next season. We also, actually, yeah, just soon after, actually, at Winterfell, Sansa is. I'm not sure what she was actually trying to do. I think she wanted to kill Ramsay or something like that. But then Miranda comes along and she has her bow, and then she's about to cut off some pieces off of Sansa or something like that. Like, I don't know, shoot her in the leg with her bow, and then Theon grabs her and throws her off, and I mean, this is awesome. And then Theon and her they jump off of Winterfell, which is really cool actually, because as something that does happen in the books, well, with the different character, like Sansa replaces Jane Poole, and yeah, the two of them jump off, and then yeah, you see what happens later. So I don't know what's gonna happen then. They might change it, whether or not they're gonna survive. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of cliffhangers. Yeah, every single person's story is left on cliffhanger. But then again, that's actually how every season ends, really. Every person's storyline is somewhat finished, but then there's still something left that needs to, I don't know, that's gonna start a new story in the next season. Yeah, so that's the Theon and Sansa stuff. Just, you know, I love Theon's character, and to see him sort of really come back into, and they're playing the Greyjoy music as well. That was just, that was really cool. Yeah, so soon after that, we see Meryn Trant in the brothel, and he's just slapping girls, and I'm just like, do you know what, Arya? Kill this guy. Just do it, and just get this guy out of here. And the Meryn Trant asks two of the girls to leave, and then he's left with one of them, and then that girl starts stabbing him, and then that turns out to be Arya. I was like, whoa! I was not expecting that at all, because that's something. Although there is a chapter from The Winds of Winter that has been released, so maybe that happens in it. I don't know. I can't find it anywhere, so I haven't been able to read it. But yeah, so that hasn't. Yeah, it was really surprising, and it was awesome to see the way Arya is in this, because Arya is quite a psycho in a way, but in a cool way, because she's being psychotic to the bad people, you know. Like, I mean, you see bad people and people who have done bad things, and then she'll kill them and like stab them repeatedly, and I don't know, she's cool like that. So she comes back to the house in black and white, where she's bringing her face back, which turned out to be easier than I would have thought it would have been to put on a face. Like, it's just harder than just like you put on the face and that's it. But I don't know, maybe that's all you do. Yeah, so Jaqen H'ghar and the waif, they find her, and the waif is saying, "Oh, I was right about her. She isn't ready for this." And then Jaqen H'ghar is like, "Oh, no, she wasn't ready." And so because she killed Meryn Trant, Jaqen H'ghar takes a potion to poison himself, and then I'm like, "Oh no, you're killing him!" And then Arya goes over, and then oh jeez, this was a weird scene actually. Yeah, she goes over to him, and then the waif's like, "Why are you so sad?" And then she's like, "Oh, because he was my friend," and like he was never your friend. And then and then like he's no one. And then she takes off the face, and then realizes, and then the waif turns into Jaqen H'ghar, and then it really comes clear just how crazy this whole faceless man stuff really is. So yeah, like yeah, the waif has turned into Jaqen H'ghar. Arya's still taking off more faces, and then eventually the last face is Arya's face, and then Arya starts turning blind, and I don't know what the hell is really going on there. That is something that does happen in the books actually, that she does go blind. And then there's a chapter actually that she's blind throughout the whole way, and she has to learn to do stuff without being able to see, which is pretty cool actually. So I wonder how they'll play that out in the next season. But yeah, this faceless man stuff is awesome, really. Like, it's possibly the best part of this season. Maybe. I mean, Jon's storyline was fantastic actually. I'll get to that. So then after that, we got the Daenerys stuff. Well, Marine, Daenerys has left, and basically all just sitting around wondering what should they do. So then they decide Tyrion, he's not quite good enough to come along, which is a shame. So he has to just stay in Marine. But what does happen is Varys comes back. And I was wondering what the hell happened to him. He left. Well, last time we saw him was episode 3 this season. And I was wondering, like, did the writers just like forget about him? Like they do, like quite a lot of characters. Which reminds me, actually, Balon Greyjoy was meant to be in this episode. He's the actor is listed for this episode, but he never appeared. So I don't know, maybe next season. I hope so. You can't just have someone like that just have somewhat of an important role in the whole storyline and just not come back at all. That's just kind of stupid. Yeah, Varys comes back. I don't know what's gonna happen with all that stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen with maybe Jorah and Dario. Like, they're gonna find Daenerys maybe. But we do come to Daenerys, and she's just she wants to go back to Marine. Go back to her people, and Drogon just wants to sleep. he's just kind of like, I want to stay here. And so she's just like, oh, fine, I'll leave you to it. And then she just wanders around, and then the Dothraki come. This was so cool. Because I remember this from the book, actually. This happens in the second last chapter to A Dance of Dragons, and I was not expecting it to be this awesome. Just the amount of Dothraki that came was insane. But it was really cool to see. There were the people who were with Daenerys in season 1 and 2, and then they just kind of disappeared. They faded away. I think they appeared this season, like very briefly. I think they were like they grabbed Hizdahr zo Loraq when they were bringing him to the place where Viserion and Rhaegal were. I think they might have been Dothraki, but yeah, we've never seen Dothraki like on this, the cool, on the horses and all that. And then the music, yeah, the Dothraki music is great. Yeah, it's got a great sound to it. So, yeah, it's kind of about Daenerys and with all the Dothraki stuff, it's cool stuff. So then after that, we come to King's Landing. Cersei decides she'll confess for what she's done. She doesn't tell everything. She doesn't say anything about Jaime, but what she does end up doing is she has to do the Walk of Shame, which I was really surprised by this. Like, I knew this was going to happen, but not like this. Like, this was, like, I guess sort of like fair play to Lena Headey for being able to do this, because I mean, that was actually her walking through the street naked. I mean, that must have been really hard. I was expecting that maybe you'd get, like, I don't know, some close-up shots of Lena Headey, just her head or something like that, and then they get a double to do her nude stuff. But kind of actually thinking about it, that probably would have looked very obvious. I was thinking of the scene where they're cutting her hair, that maybe they did a bit of that there. But no, geez, like, big props to Lena Headey for being able to do this. Because she actually walked through that city and she gets the stuff thrown on her and all that, and the people insulting. Of course, like, I mean, for Lena Headey, I mean, it's all just acting. But for Cersei's character, no. Oh, God, this was just not nice. This was horrible, really. Like, as I've said before, in what was it? I don't know, one of my previous reviews. I'm very mixed on how I feel about Cersei, because I don't know. On the one hand, yeah, she's really not a nice person. Like season 1 especially, and some of season 2. But I think even in bits of season 2, you still see that, I don't know, like the love that she has for her children, you know. all the bad stuff, like even getting Joffrey to be the king. Like she doesn't want Robert to be the king at all. So she get him out and get Joffrey to be the king, someone she actually cares about, until she realized what Joffrey was like. Yeah, I mean, she was doing bad stuff there, and supporting him just because she loves him. I mean, yeah, sure, like he's a bad person, and like, but I mean, she couldn't help it. Like, he was her son, you know. Like even in the scene like where Joffrey dies, I mean, on the one hand I'm like, haha, you're choking, you're gonna die, and then but then when she's actually holding him, I don't know. Whenever I see that scene, I've got the mixed feelings. I don't know what to feel. Because on the one hand I'm like, yeah, Joffrey, Joffrey definitely deserved to die, but I don't know, Cersei, like, oh, that's hard for Cersei, you know. Like losing your son like that, it's just, that'd be horrible. But yeah, brilliant played that scene there. But yeah, geez, she comes to the Red Keep, and then Qyburn says, "Oh, this is our newest member of the Kingsguard," and yeah, obviously it's the Mountain who he's been working on, and I don't really know how to feel about that, because I do really hate the Mountain for all the things that he's done. Things in the past, and like killing Oberyn, geez, that, I mean, that just like hit really hard. Like, just, I mean, I didn't like him before then, but the fact that he did that, no, I just, of course you're not meant to like him, so what, really. But what's he gonna be like next time? So Robert Strong, the name he's called in the books. We'll see. Yeah. But concerning the Lannisters also, we got Jaime. Jaime and Myrcella, they have this scene actually while they're departing from Dorne. Jaime's trying to explain to Myrcella that, like, I don't know, the truth about her, that he is her father. And then she's just basically like, oh, I know, I've always known. It's kind of almost like that Return of the Jedi bit with Leia. But yeah, whatever. Just the way she said it did remind me of that, actually. But yeah, no, it's quite a touching moment. But I mean, somewhat kind of weird. Like, I mean, but I don't know. How would you feel in a position like that? I mean, Jaime's not exactly a bad person, or, well, he's very, well, yeah, he's interesting like that. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. Really up there, one of my favorite characters. Because he's such a mixed character, and I don't know. I mean, from her perspective, he's a really good guy, you know. And I don't know. I guess to know that he's her father, that'd be good. But then she's got blood coming out of her nose, and then she's dead. I don't know how they survived that, because I mean, they hardly get an antidote. So I mean, that was sad. Like, I mean, it's sad for Jaime's sake. I mean, Myrcella, I don't really get to know her character very well. Yeah, geez, no, it's bad. But what the hell is going on with Ellaria? It cuts back to her. She's got blood coming out of her nose, and then she takes Sansa, and then, like, did she just poison herself for, like, no reason? Or did I miss something? I don't know. I thought that was a bit weird, but I don't know, it does kind of make up overall for the Dorne storyline, because it is definitely the weakest part to this season. By far, it is the weakest part. Yeah, so that's the Dorne stuff finished. Are we going to see some more stuff later? I don't know. Definitely going to be some sort of yeah, I know, definitely gonna be more stuff. Jaime's gonna have to pay back for what they did to Myrcella. But come on, like, Ellaria, what are you doing? Like, I mean, Doran said that you shouldn't do something. I mean, he was okay with Jaime just leaving off and taking Trystane, and everyone's all happy. But no, Ellaria decides, no, we have to have a war. You know, I like the idea at the start. And when I was reading the books, I liked the idea of the vengeance, but just thinking about it, no, maybe maybe a little bit is okay, but now you're gonna start something massive, and it's never gonna end. Which is really interesting, actually, with Ilaria, because in the books she's actually against the whole thing. She'd be more like what Doran is saying in the show. Like she's telling the Sand Snakes to stop the whole thing and let's have peace. Whereas she's the complete opposite in this, which is I don't know, kind of weird. I don't know, just watching it like, yeah. So that's all that stuff. Yeah. And now the main thing, well, the big thing that we were going to talk about, the Jon stuff. So, well, actually, yeah, I'll talk about that overall Jon stuff. Sam asks Jon actually to leave. He wants to become a maester. And they did have mentions of throughout the season that he was going to be, that he wanted to be maester. So it's not like something completely out of the blue. And it is fitting for his character that he would leave, because he can't really defend himself much, really. And God, like what he says about Gilly, that I don't know, if he stays at the wall, then the three of them, Sam, Gilly, and the baby, they'll all die. And it's better that he leaves to become a maester than wait for them all to die. Yeah, so what's gonna happen there? Yeah, I don't know. There is actually an interesting thing that does happen in the fourth book, where he does reach Old Town at the end of a chapter, actually the end too, of Feast for Crows, or something happens, but I doubt they do that. It seems like something they cut out. But I don't know. Maybe it could be the start of something. To do it, they need to have something at the start of next season. But I don't know. We'll see. So also with at the wall, Davos comes and he's asking for wildlings to help Stannis. He doesn't know about what's happened to Shireen. But then Melisandre comes back and he's asking what happened, and then she actually just gives no response, but he understands what happens just from that. But he doesn't know what happened. Will he find out? He should find out. Yeah. So Melisandre's now back at the wall, and that is good, actually. Anyway, I mean, I hate Melisandre, but this is good because, well, Jon gets betrayed by his brothers. Oh geez, this is horrible. Ollie comes into his quarters and he says, "Oh, some wildling was saying that he knows where Benjen Stark is," and then, oh god, I mean, the thing at the start is showing like the bit with him and Benjen from season 1, making it seem like, oh, maybe Benjen's gonna come back, but watching it, I'm thinking, oh, maybe something could happen, and then just I was thinking, oh wait, no, of course. Read the book and I know what's going to happen here, and I was just, no, they're all in circle, and he just looks at the sign that says traitor. I mean, just seeing when I just saw that just sort of unsettled me. And he just turns around, and then they all do their thing for the watch. I think he gets stabbed like 4, maybe 5 times. Jon Snow is definitely dead. And this did make me sad. I mean, Jon Snow, well, he's like one of the fan favorites, and he's definitely be one of my favorite characters too. He's been in the show from the beginning, and he's been such a big part of the show. Will he stay dead though? I don't think so. It's interesting in the book where his last chapter, when he does get stabbed, at no point does it describe anything like he's dead, or it's just like something about the cold. I don't know. And on the wiki for A Song of Ice and Fire, he's not listed as dead, actually. So people speculate that Melisandre could bring him back. Melisandre hasn't brought anyone back before, But we have seen, like, in season 3 that Thoros of Myr has brought back Beric Dondarrion like tons of times, and both Thoros of Myr and Melisandre, they both pray to R'hllor. So I think it's definitely possible that Jon can come back. But yeah, I mean, even still, like, I was expecting it, but still, it just made me sad to watch, to see this guy who so many people love. Just to see him go like that, and for the season to end like that. I didn't expect the season to end like that. But then again, something that big and then to cut to something else, I guess maybe would be a little bit weird. But it is interesting when you compare it to the other finales. You got season 1, the dragons are back in the world. Season 2, okay, it's quite dark. You realize that they're sort of the first time you realize the threat of the White Walkers. I mean, that's pretty scary stuff. And then season 3 is a finale is actually great. Where all the people are saying Misa to Daenerys, and sort of it's one of those moments with Daenerys where you think like, yeah, she's got to be the one to win in the end. I don't know if she's gonna win the end. She probably won't with that much. I don't know, we'll see. And then season 4, we got Arya. She's going off to Bravos, which was a brilliant finale. It was like the way the music was, and in all these finales, well, except for season 2, that's kind of dark. But yeah, it's all really uplifting. But then this was just a sad ending to the whole thing. Just be left with that until next year. It's just, yeah, it's sad. You know, he's got to come back though. He's got to. I mean, people say he's the Song of Ice and Fire. He is the Song of Ice and Fire, maybe. That, like, he's the, like, his mother and father are Rhaegar and Lyanna, and that makes him the Song of Ice and Fire, so he's almost like the main character. I mean, there is all that sort of that wonder, like, about who is his mother. But in all honesty, that is only a thing that's wondered about outside of the show and outside of the books. But I don't think it's not something that I really care about exactly. Not saying that because of this I don't care that he's dead. But yeah, no, I've never really cared too much about what his real parentage was. I mean, yeah, I guess it would be cool if it was Lyanna and Rhaegar. But like, it's not something that is actually a big part of the show. People act as if it is, but it really is not. Like, really only in season 1 it's ever wondered about, like, I mean, Jon asks Ned, well, would we talk, I don't know, something when Jon's going off the wall, he's wondering about his mother, and then Ned says, I don't know, that they'll speak sometime, and yeah. I mean, the way that Ned replies is a bit interesting. It does say maybe there's a bit more going on than you might think, but because that's all the way back in, like, episode 2 of season 1, is it going to be brought back and they're going to have a big reveal? This is who Jon Snow's parents are. I don't know. I don't know. It's not something that I hope for in the show. Yeah, it's not something that I really care about in all of the show. But I really hope that Jon Snow does come back, because it is possible. You know, Melisandre could bring him back maybe, and she is interested in him, of course, as we've seen throughout the season. So yeah, I think hopefully she can do something. Yeah, that's the hope. Oh, yeah. Hope he's not dead. But that's it. That is season 5 finished. It ends on a very depressing note. And a lot of cliffhangers in general, really. Is Stannis dead? By the looks of it, yes. But I don't know. We didn't see him actually. We didn't see a dead body, so maybe, I don't know. I don't see why Brienne would kind of, you know, I guess Stannis does say, do your duty, and I don't know, maybe that might, but I mean, what else would she be doing? I mean, he wasn't like in chains or something, so like, she cut the chains. Then again, the sound of, I don't know, we'll have to see. Yeah, like I said, I think it's kind of anticlimactic for Stannis' character if he's gonna go like that. But at the same time, I think it's good. I mean, it's good that Brienne got her revenge for Renly, because I mean, I love Brienne. Brienne is really cool, and like at this point, I hate Stannis. So yeah, guess I'm glad in a way that he's dead, but still, I feel like there's more they could have done with his character if he is dead. I don't know. We have to see. Maybe someone. Maybe he could come back and they could confirm it. I don't know. But yeah, like what's gonna happen with Theon and Sansa? I don't know. That's one thing. Daenerys, whoa. Everyone's storylines, they're like everyone's storylines are all caught up now with the books. So next season is going to be something completely new, unless When the Winter comes out before. But that's not going to happen. No, there's no way that's going to happen. I find that very unlikely. Yeah, but okay. Season 5 overall, what did I think? This was a very weird season, I gotta say. There were times that it made me angry, as you've seen by these reviews, maybe. But at the same time, it's got a lot of good stuff. Like the Jon storyline, I think, has been good. Like throughout the whole way, Jon's storyline has been good. Like episode 1 actually of the season, his storyline is actually probably the most interesting in that episode. Because that episode in general is not that great. But that one kind of, his story is definitely the best. With the Mance Rayder stuff, that's cool. And then like at episode 8, like Hardhome, like that battle was just awesome. It really was. And we've got to see more of that. We've got to see Jon fighting some more White Walkers. Yeah, we've got to. I mean, he's got Longclaw. You know, he's got to do some stuff. But yeah, definitely the weakest part to the season, yeah, of course, was the Dorne plot. The Sansa story was probably my second favorite of all. At least Sansa and yeah, actually, no, I mean Sansa's stuff at the beginning was kind of weird. Actually, geez, Peter Baelish, I'm just realizing now, he just disappeared from the story. He was like, he's doing some stuff in like episode 5 or something. He came back to King's Landing, saying he wants to be Warden of the North, and then that disappears. But yeah, the show is quite inconsistent in storylines. Like things get brought up and then fade away, and then they might come back, and then they might never come back. So I don't know. Is that gonna come back? That should. I mean, Peter Baelish is a really big character. The whole thing. He's got to have a big part in the ending to it. Yeah, I loved Daenerys' storyline. That was actually, the amount of screen time to the dragons was, I mean, in comparison to the other seasons, was crazy actually. But it was great to see. Yeah, like I mean, and episode 9 was great, of course. But even for her character, the positions that she goes in, like with the death of Barristan Selmy, that angers her, and then she wants to, I don't know, kill some leaders of the, kill some masters of the big families or something like that in like episode 4, or is it no, in episode 5. And then there's that thing in like episode 2 where she decides to execute Massador. Yeah, I mean, like, Daenerys, her storyline throughout the whole show I think is always interesting, you know, in lots of different ways. And season 4 and 5, it really shows what it's like for her to be ruling, and I think that's always interesting to see. And I mean, Tyrion actually finally meets her, which was fantastic. Just see those two meet together. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant, definitely. But I don't know what's gonna happen with him in the end. Like, with the position he's just left. I don't know. That's a bit sort of, yeah. But I guess like Jorah and Dario, they do have a good point with not taking him, because I don't know, he wouldn't really be that necessary, and he would be kind of maybe annoying with the amount of talking that he does. And then we got Stannis. His storyline throughout this season. Yeah, this has been somewhat interesting, because like you got the stuff with Shireen in the middle of the season where you see they have the good relationship that's getting like better than ever. But then he does the thing last week, and then sort of basically turns them into one of the bad guys, I guess, of the show. And is he dead? I don't know. But yeah, I don't even know what to think of Stannis' storyline anymore. I'm just really curious. Is Stannis dead? I don't know who is dead. Yeah, Arya's story was great this season. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'd say probably Arya's could be maybe second or third best story. No, yeah, you know, the second best story of this season. I'd say. Yeah, because consistently good, I think. I mean, I'd say episode 3. I don't know, with her cleaning the bodies and stuff, that's not that interesting, but like, yeah, like, I mean, episode 2, when she first comes to Bravos and she's following Jaqen, well, she doesn't know Jaqen H'ghar, but technically he's kind of no one, so he's, yeah, but whatever. Does her trying to become a faceless man, or it's interesting stuff. And then the ending to her story this season it's good stuff. So that is everything concerning season 5. Everyone's story come to close. Well, not really, actually. It's gonna be all on cliffhangers, really. So season 5 was I'd say it was probably the worst season, but I mean, that's not to say it was a terrible season at all. But I mean, just in comparison to the other seasons, I mean, I don't think the other seasons were quite as flawed as this one was. But yeah, I mean, it was a good one overall. But yeah, that's the end of it. And yeah, that's the end of these reviews. Well, these reviews at least. Of course, I'm going to be doing more reviews in the future. Next review is kind of like this, like every 2 weeks or maybe every week, would be Doctor Who. Doctor Who is my favorite show, and I'm not going to have this channel not talk about it at all ever. Definitely going to be quite a lot of Doctor Who stuff in the future. But yeah, concerning Game of Thrones, is going to be more, I'd say so, yeah. I would like to go over some of the stuff from previous seasons. I probably won't review every episode, because that is quite a lot to go through. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it, but I'll definitely cover a lot more stuff from previous seasons. And of course, next year I'm going to be doing reviews of season 6. Yeah, I mean, if you've been here from the beginning, since my first season 5 review, then I would like to say thank you for watching these. Or even if you've just stayed to the end of this video, and this thanks, because these are pretty long videos, I gotta say. And I mean, I'm not a big reviewer at all. So for anyone to actually watch a whole review of these, I just thanks for that, because these are really fun to make. I really like talking about what I thought about the episodes and anything in general. And yeah, if you found these reviews interesting at all, then that's awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching these, or just this. And yeah, more to come in the future. That's all from me. Have a nice day.